What is the level of the output voltage of a ladder network conversion? A. The analog output voltage proportional to the digital input voltage. B. The digital output voltage proportional to the linear input voltage. C. A fixed digital value Vref. D. A fixed analog value Vref. The correct answer is the analog output voltage proportional to the digital input voltage. Which of the following is not a linear digital IC? A. Phase locked loop. B. Voltage controlled oscillator. C. Passive filter. D. Comparator. The correct answer is passive filter. A 339 IC is an example of a 14-pin DIP that can be made to function as A comparator. B. 555 timer. C. D to a converter. D. Ladder network. The correct answer is comparator. What is the minimum number of conversions per second of a clock rate of 1 MHz operating a 10-stage counter in an ADC? A. 1000. B. 976. C. 769. D. 697. The correct answer is 976. Which of the following are the results of improvements built into a comparator IC? A. Faster switching between the two output levels. B. Noise immunity. C. Outputs capable of directly driving a variety of loads. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. What is the first phase of the dual slope method of conversion? A. Connecting the analog voltage to the integrator for a fixed time. B. Setting the counter to 0. C. Connecting the integrator to a reference voltage. D. All of the above. The correct answer is connecting the analog voltage to the integrator for a fixed time. What is the maximum conversion time of a clock rate of 1 MHz operating a 10-stage counter in an ADC? A. 1.024 s. B. 102.3 ms. C. 10.24 ms. D. 1.024 ms. The correct answer is 1.024 ms. On which of the following does the conversion depend in ladder network conversion? A. Comparator. B. Control logic. C. Digital counter. D. Clock. The correct answer is comparator. The voltage-controlled oscillator is a subset of the test bench function generator. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. Which application best describes this 555 timer circuit? A. Monostable multivibrator. B. Astable multivibrator. C. Bistable multivibrator. D. Free-running multivibrator. The correct answer is monostable multivibrator. Which of the following applications include a phase-locked loop PLL circuit? A. Modems. B. AM decoders. C. Tracking filters. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Determine the free-running frequency when R3 is set to 2.5 K. A. 19.7 kHz. B. 32.5 kHz. C. 116.39 kHz. D. 212.9 kHz. The correct answer is 116.39 kHz. This figure is a block diagram of an A. ADC. B. DAC. C. Comparator. D. 555 timer. The correct answer is ADC. What is the function of a ladder network? A. Changing an analog signal to a digital signal. B. Changing a linear signal to a digital signal. C. Changing a digital signal to an analog signal. D. None of the above. The correct answer is changing a digital signal to an analog signal. Which of the slope intervals of the integrator does the counter in the analog to digital converter ADC operate? A. Positive. B. Negative. C. Both positive and negative. D. Neither positive nor negative. The correct answer is both positive and negative. A 311 IC is an example of an 8-pin DIP that can be made to function as A comparator, B 555 timer, C D2 converter, D ladder network. The correct answer is comparator. Determine the free running frequency for this circuit. A 32.5 kHz, B 53.33 kHz, C 533.3 kHz, D 5.3 MHz. The correct answer is 53.33 kHz. What are the levels of the input voltage to a ladder network conversion? A 0, B Vref, C 0V or Vref, D none of the above. The correct answer is 0V or Vref. Which application best describes this 555 timer circuit? A. Monostable multivibrator, B. Astable multivibrator, C. Bistable multivibrator, D. One-shot multivibrator. The correct answer is astable multivibrator. At which of the following periods is the counter advanced incremented in dual slope conversion? A. During the charging of the capacitor of the integrator, B. During the discharging of the capacitor of the integrator, C. During both the charging and discharging of the capacitor of the integrator, D. None of the above. The correct answer is during the discharging of the capacitor of the integrator. How many VCC connections does the 565 PLL use? A 0, B 1, C 2, D 3. The correct answer is 2. What are the inputs to the comparator in the ladder network conversion of an ADC? A. Staircase voltage, B. Analog input voltage, C. Both staircase and analog input voltage, D. None of the above. The correct answer is both staircase and analog input voltage. This circuit is an example of a comparator, B 555 timer, C D2 converter, D ladder network. The correct answer is ladder network. How many comparators does a 339 IC contain? A 4, B 3, C 2, D 1. The correct answer is 4. When is the counter set to 0 in the dual slope method of conversion? A. Prior to the charging of the capacitor of the integrator, B. While the capacitor is being charged, C. At the end of the charging of the capacitor, D. During the discharging of the capacitor. The correct answer is at the end of the charging of the capacitor. The 555 timer IC is made up of a combination of linear comparators and digital flip-flops. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. This circuit is an example of a comparator, B 555 timer, C D2 converter, D ladder network. The correct answer is comparator. Which of the following devices are a component of a digital to analog converter DAC? A. Integrator, B. Comparator, C. Digital counter, D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Which of the following circuits are Linear-Digital ICs? A. Comparators, B. Timers, C. Voltage-controlled oscillators, D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Which of the following best describes the output of a 566 voltage controlled oscillator? A. Square wave. B. Triangular wave. C. Both square and triangular wave. D. None of the above. The correct answer is both square and triangular wave. What is the voltage resolution of an 8-stage ladder network? A. Vref 128. B. Vref 256. C. Vref 512. D. Vref 1024. The correct answer is Vref 256. The timing components for APLL are 15K and 220 pf. Calculate the free running frequency. A. 90.91 kHz. B. 136.36 kHz. C. 156.1 kHz. D. 181.8 kHz. The correct answer is 90.91 kHz. Which of the following frequencies is associated with the 565 frequency shift-keyed decoder? A. 1070 Hz. B. 1270 Hz. C. Both 1070 Hz and 1270 Hz. D. None of the above. The correct answer is both 1070 Hz and 1270 Hz. Calculate the frequency of this circuit. A. 635 Hz. B. 450 Hz. C. 228 Hz. D. 128 Hz. The correct answer is 128 Hz.